hate the homies.
What up, man? Rock Teasy in the house. It's about that time for another episode of I Hate the Homies podcast. Pimpin' episode number 83.
Hey, what's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Griff, a.k.a. Griff Stradamus with that Michigan championship, a.k.a. Jason the Jet Terry with that tattoo. And I Hate the Homies, episode 83, Andre Reed, wide receiver, Hall of Fame, Buffalo Bills.
There you go, Chicago Bears, Willie Gault. I'm going to give you a bonus right there, Pimpin'.
Did Willie Gault make? Okay, I'm not mad at Willie Gault if you want to jump in a time machine, dog. It's fine.
He is part of.
He said jump in a time machine.
He was considered.
I didn't know you had a DeLorean, dog. I didn't know you had a DeLorean.
Going Back to the Future.
Andre Reed and Willie Gault almost played it all close to the same time, wasn't it? I mean, Andre Reed was a little bit after Gault, maybe just a little bit.
But it was Willie Gault and Andre Reed, for a minute.
Okay, it's your boy Super Dave. But guess what, y'all?
We don't care. But we do care about episode number 83 and NFL playoffs. The wild card was wild. And it is what it is. We'll give you our thoughts and opinions on that. Also, the coaching shakeup in college and in the NFL. Let's get right to it, man. I Hate the Homies podcast starts right now. Wait, Duggar, let's go.
I hate the homies.
All right, so let's get it popping, Dave. We're going to start with Houston and Cleveland. That was the first game of the wild card round. Look, I'll jump off the cliff first. CJ Stroud, he's impressed me. He's earned my respect. Like, the whole season, I've been watching this young dude kind of like, okay, he's growing up. He's growing up overnight. You know, he's becoming a little bit of a conversational piece every week. I mean, he's just the most important piece that impressed me about him, and he does not turn the ball over. He does not throw interceptions. And for a rookie coming into a league on a team that wasn't expected to do what they've done, you would think like he was going to throw it a good 15, 20 interceptions like Jameis Winston
I was
did.
saying 15, 17, easy.
Come on.
What else is impressive about that, Rock, is this final score was 45-14, right? Coming into that game, everybody was like, Joe Flacco done turned around. He done left the crib and then came straight to and then he turned into a dude who looked like he was on the bench for the last couple years. And really, man, you got to say a lot. This is what I hope. CJ Stroud, Offensive Player of the Year, and I hope that head coach gets Coach of the Year. And I like that linebacker boy that they took too, Anderson or whatever. Man, Houston is a problem. Houston gonna be a problem for a minute because Indianapolis got young. Remember, their quarterback got hurt in the beginning of the season, and then Jacksonville ain't no joke. Now I don't know what Tennessee gonna do, but them teams going next 10 years, homie.
I know, Super Dave, you about to throw your opinion in there, but let me stop Griff real fast. CJ Stroud, amazing season, rookie of the year, but you got to get an MVP to Lamar Jackson. Come on, man.
I ain't say MVP.
What'd you say?
He said rookie.
I'm rookie of the year.
Oh, so
rookie
you said that.
Year.
Well, let me back up and retract that. My bad. What am I saying?
Right.
Doggone it. Shoot, I thought I heard MVP. My bad.
Never. No. You can't. I mean, Eventually, future MVP.
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Flacco,
tap the brakes.
and I'm the one on this show that said I had the Cowboys and Cleveland in the Super Bowl because of what I saw. This was my beginning at the beginning of the season. This was like a couple of weeks ago when I saw Joe Flacco come in and the way that he turned that offense around for Cleveland and what him and Amari Cooper was doing on that offensive side. Their defense was stacked, and their defense is the one that let them down in that football game. They couldn't stop Houston. They couldn't stop CJ Stroud. Then later on in that second quarter, what happened? We saw the Joe Flacco, who's really a backup now because he's 39 years old. Two, not one, but two pick six in that game that turned that whole game around.
Well, that was the Joe Flacco that we all thought we was going to see when he came off the couch a couple months ago in the first place.
I'm pretty sure the Jets are sitting at home going, that's the same Flacco we saw last year when he played for the Jets last year.
Let me tell you something. Flacco could have smoked a cigarette during the game. He was doing so bad. He could have just struck one up right there between plays, dog, because it was all bad. After the first, dog, it was all bad.
But see, the one thing I didn't know, and I found this out after we did the podcast and did a little bit of research, and it would have made me change my mind about Cleveland. They're not good on the road. They dominate at home with that defense, but they doesn't travel well on the road. That's the problem with Cleveland. It's not Deshaun Watson. It's not Flacco. But I thought that defense, the way they beat San Francisco and what we've seen over the last few weeks with Cleveland and how they played Baltimore, I thought that defense was better than what it is. But you gave up 40, but what? You gave up 30-some points in that game. Not counting 2 picks.
You don't think Cleveland got anything to do with Deshaun Watson? I think Cleveland got everything to do with Deshaun Watson. Why am I getting a 4th-string quarterback who been drinking Mountain Dews all year to come in and replace you? And we gave you $1
guaranteed money,
$1 billion.
And it's guaranteed money. It's guaranteed money.
This how he look. This what he want to look on the sideline with a pen in his. I'm Deshaun Watson.
You don't think
on in a pen in his.
You don't think Deshaun Watson? I don't know if he's on the sideline in that football game. But you don't think he was happy not to be in that football game, knowing that in the stands you had a masseuse over here, you had a masseuse over there, and you had a masseuse in the end zone.
They all like this.
Hated cup, right? There's
a bunch of. So, Deshaun, you ain't even suited up, huh? Sitting there with a stupid pencil in your hat. Must be nice. I got my 90,000 real quick from the team, but you just keep standing over there, rich boy.
Hey, I bet you anything Deshaun will never ever get one more massage in the city of Houston. Ever.
And I wish he would have played. I wish he would have played because we would have saw a sign in the end zone saying, "Here's your happy ending."
Huh?
On that note, let's move on to the next game.
I like that.
This was a Saturday night game, and it was 20 below in Kansas City.
Oh man,
we couldn't watch this game on regular TV. We had to watch it on what? I didn't get a chance to watch it on Peacock.
You ain't watch it because you ain't got Peacock. You should have called me. I'd have gave you my password.
Hey, you better get that dog on Fire Stick, man.
Listen, Rock. We've been trying. Okay, hold on. That's a whole nother conversation. But I loved how the Houston game was on NBC, right? And then they kept saying towards the end, all right, the next game is coming up. You will not be able to watch it right here on this channel. They was sending QR codes and download the apps and through the whole game, man. And I felt sorry for people. My mom was going crazy because she was like, "What's a peacock? Like, what's a peacock?" Look, I said, "No, Mom, it's NBC. This just they streaming. Why would they put it on?" It's the future, man.
Money.
It's the future.
It's money.
That was bread.
NFL pimping. NFL is pimping. I'm telling you, man. They making money on top of money.
It's gonna be Tubi games. Quote me.
I agree with you.
It's gonna be Tubi games. Quote me.
I'm gonna tell you who I felt sorry for.
Who?
The Miami Dolphins, because they wasn't used to that cold weather.
Dog, when they showed Tua with his amazing tan, when Tua came out there, first of all, that young man is from Hawaii. He played his college football in Alabama. Then he went to Miami to be in the NFL. To have to play in that kind of weather, the only one who was hyped about that game in Miami was Tyreek Hill, dog. And that was only because, but then at some points they were showing him and he was like, "Oh no, it's cold. It's cold."
But see, when Rock says you feel sorry, I know you're not being serious about feeling sorry for Miami because they had everything on the table. If they beat Buffalo last week, they win their division, and they're playing at home.
Yep,
they're playing at home instead of playing in Kansas City. I'm not feeling sorry for them because I see them the same way I see Dallas. It's on the table for you, and you didn't take advantage of it. And now you got to go somewhere and play in a temperature you don't want to play in. I mean, I saw highlights, and they showed the game last night on the NFL Network. So I got a chance to watch it last night. It just looked cold, man. I know it's cold everywhere right now, but that's a different kind of cold.
Hey, dog, they came out. The Kansas City came out with T-shirts and they like, this is what we do, man. I mean, we good. Miami over there with doggone mink coats on, trying to stay warm.
They brought everything warm they could find. They got Deshaun's masseuse out there. It was so cold, dog. The final score was 26-7. Kansas City just looked intentional. They look like a different Kansas City than they were all season, and that ain't the Kansas City that you want to go to the next round, because them boys and for the first time in all of Patrick Mahomes' career, he has to travel in the playoffs. So that's going to be interesting. And we'll talk about where he's going to go next. 26-7 was the final score. And here go the game that nobody saw coming. The Green Bay Packers had to go to Dallas. I was saying I got four: Demetra Morgan, Devetta Jones, Kelly Kells and her husband James, Derek Harper, Jerry Smoking B. These is Bobby and my man Bobby from St. Louis, the only Green Bay fans I know who've been to Lambeau and travel and woo woo woo. I was on a chat with them and we just kept saying the spirit of Brett Favre, the spirit of Brett Favre. As a Cowboy fan, Dave, you know how Green Bay done broke your heart. Is that still just a weird yellow and green coming to the town, dog? Like,
and to me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It wasn't even about that. It's about the Cowboys coming out there and embarrassing the city of Dallas. The way they play, the whole entire city, the way they played in that game, there was no life, there was no spirit. I saw the text from Rock saying CD and Dak they don't look right, and they didn't. Me and my wife sitting there. I'm telling y'all this. Me and my wife sitting there watching the game, and the first drive, 10 plays, 75 yards, and the touchdown, because Matt LaFleur said he want to take the kickoff and drive it right down their throat, because for some reason, if you score on Dallas first, they feel like that 7 points is 35 points, and they don't know what to do. It's coaching. It's players. It's the mentality of this team. It is horrible. It's been since 1996, 5-13 in the playoffs, 5-13. Under Mike McCarthy, 1-3 in the playoffs. I'm not giving anybody a pass. Everybody in this game from Mike McCarthy, lousy coaching, not having these guys ready, that's unacceptable. When you look at Dan Quinn, and we saw the same thing against the Buffalo Bills just a few weeks ago, couldn't make adjustments. They came out and played zone. You've been playing man all year. You want to come out and play zone?
I didn't understand that.
On the Green Bay Packers, and they had guys, let's be real, they had guys so wide open. I mean, guys were like, the DBs were like 6 or 7 yards away from the receiver. I mean, they really picked the Cowboys apart. They never made any adjustments there. And then let's get into Dak. I'm done. And I never was a big Dak fan.
That was your talking about Dak. Let's talk about Dak. I'm done.
I'm done. I'm really done with Dak and this entire team, because it's been this long and it's been a freaking joke each and every year that I got to put up with from Philadelphia and Washington fans, because they know what we're going to do. And we know what we're going to do. We ain't going nowhere. I had this team going to the Super Bowl because I felt like they had, and it's not even feel like, they have the talent to be something, but they don't know how to get it their own way. They don't. None of them, from the head coach down to the players. This whole team is pathetic. And if we start the show next year and we're after training camp and we make our predictions and I say the Cowboys on the Super Bowl, somebody hit me, please, and remind me of what just happened in January with the Cowboys playing Green Bay. That was embarrassing, and I can't take up from no more. I can't.
Let me tell you something. They put a 50 on Dallas. 48-32 was the final score,
and it wasn't that close.
Jordan Love looked like a looked like
Brett
the
Favre
best.
and
like
Aaron Rodgers together.
He looked like a right-handed Steve Young in his prime.
The spirit of Brett Favre, dog. That's all I'm gonna say.
I got one thing to say, and I can't even say it the best way. So I'm gonna let our good buddy Michael Irvin say my feelings, my thought.
They built the Dallas Cowboys. They made this America's team. They put a championship on the table. Before I got here, my job while I was here is to match what they have done because they built it. They handed it to me. Put my damn championship on the table. That's all we ask. Put your damn championship on the table, and you couldn't do it. All their asses gotta go.
Get out of here, man.
All of them.
Jerry Jones too.
And you know, with Michael Irvin, this was the sad part watching this game. 26 or 27 to nothing in the first. Even I was sitting at home going, damn, Dak, get it together, dog. It's only the first. You got a lot of time. You got 1 million minutes left in this game, dog. You can be the person that say we was down by 27 points. Like, I was like, come on. And it was getting worse. And it was exactly what I've been hearing. You know, we've been listening to commentators all week who've been saying it was a problem in the locker. It was an issue. The way they was playing, the way Dak and CeeDee Lamb was playing was like one of them slept with their wife or something, and they still had to go out there and play. Like, it was just, I didn't know who they was.
They looked like they was playing their first game of the season. They played 18 games together. 18!
Yeah.
But you look like you're playing your first game of the season. Matt LaFleur came out and had a game plan together. That's why I said it's on everybody. But I thought for sure when the Cowboys were down 20-0, this is right before the half, and all the Cowboy fans were thinking the same way I was thinking. I said, okay, they score before the half and get the ball back in the third quarter. Now it's 20-14.
Yes, sir.
But we didn't see what happened when Dak threw the interception right before the half to make it 27. I said the game is over. It really was over.
All they did was they panicked, man. They tried to get fancy, and they got away from what they did the entire season. See, they thought,
what's fancy? What did they do? What did they do different?
I'm gonna tell you. They thought, okay, they're watching film. Everybody watches film. Every team watches film. So we're going to give them something that they're not used to seeing us do. We're going to come out in the zone on defense because they're not going to be expecting that. You know, we're not going to throw the ball to CeeDee Lamb because they're going to be double and triple teaming him. So we're going to do this other stuff to throw him off. We'll come back to CeeDee later on in the game or whatever. And then CeeDee and Dak, you could tell they're like, listen, man, CeeDee, I want the ball. Throw me the ball. I'm open, blah, blah, blah. Dak is following his protocol. Hey, man, you're not part of you're kind of a decoy right now. This is just what I'm seeing. You're kind of a decoy right now. Be patient. Keep doing what you got to do. Then it got to the point too much pressure for Dak because he's feeling pressure from CeeDee Lamb. He's like, okay, I'm going to throw you the ball. So now he's throwing him the ball, and he's in the defensive back of the Green Bay Packers. They just sitting there watching his eyes like, you ain't even trying to fool us. I got this pick and I'm taking it to the house.
You know how the Cowboys, you know how your parents told you if the house ain't clean when I get home, I'm gonna whoop you. They look like they had about 14 minutes to clean the house and it wasn't enough time.
And that's why all of them gotta go.
I'm done.
Even though they decided to keep Mike McCarthy, he's going to be coaching at least one more year.
That's the sad part. So then you're telling all the Cowboy fans, and you're telling me that you don't want any kind of change. What we saw, he's 1-3.
What you gonna change? What you gonna bring in Bill Belichick and then or I mean, do you change? This is what I think about. So Antonio, well, hold on. Let's finish our scores, and then we'll talk about the coaches in a second. Next game, big game for the whole What Up Doe Nation, the city of Detroit, where they got a whole black fist downtown. The Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford with the Rams, Jared Goff fired from the Rams, like let go, like they broke up with him like a girlfriend with mono in the mouth, and then that man came and won the biggest I have to imagine the energy with Eminem there, Barry Sanders there, Megatron there, like final score 24-23. It was a nail biter, but Detroit pulled it out, man. How I was almost crying for the Detroit fans. I saw the Detroit fans crying, grown men, and I was like, man, them boys deserve it, man.
The Detroit Lions has not won any kind of championship since the 30s and the 50s. And that was before the Super Bowl era. So those really don't count
at all.
This doggone town hadn't, and ever since Barry Sanders retired, it's been a deflation. So let me tell y'all, man, Dan Campbell, his mindset, his theory, he's got all the Lions on board. Like, they believe that they can really win a Super Bowl. They're not happy just to be here.
No,
we ain't like, okay, cool, man. Let's see if we can, whatever. Man, Detroit Lions. And let me take off my Detroit Lion go hard fan hat. Let me take off the fan. Now I'm sports genius Rock T. Detroit Lions are for real. We got an amazing team. We got an amazing, in my opinion, the best coach in the league. And man, we finna go handle the Buccaneers as well. Now,
who also could vie for Coach of the Year. I gotta not take out that great coach. We knew it. We knew it from the HBO, the Hard Knocks. We knew it was coming.
Come on.
Not only did his staff is an all-star of amazing former players, the youth, the energy, and what all the shirts and the hats and everything says grit. The grit of Detroit. Detroit is grimy, man. Detroit,
he got Jared Goff feeling like he's Tom Brady.
Yes.
Like in Goff's head, I'm just as good as Tom Brady ever was. And that's
right.
all, man. That's coaching right there, bro.
But you know why? You know why you see that? And we brought it up with the Cowboys just a few seconds ago when they're going to retain Mike McCarthy. You need somebody that's young and innovative. When you look at what Kyle Shanahan, what he's doing with San Francisco, and when the Cowboys played the 49ers, guys were wide open. The receivers were wide open. When you saw Green Bay just the other day play the Cowboys, receivers were wide open. When you see Detroit play, they're playing the same kind of style of offense. Guys are open. The Cowboys are struggling with Mike McCarthy's offensive scheme to get guys open. Dak is throwing in traffic. He's not finding guys like you saw with Jordan Love and what
Jordan Love was out there tossing the rock.
I mean, you're not finding those kind of guys wide open. He's having to work to get even CD Lamb. They finally did the motion stuff, but these guys are still not getting wide open. I need a guy that's going to be innovative. That's why you guys right now with Detroit, y'all going to lose your offensive coordinator because he's hot on the market now. People want him because of what he's doing with Detroit.
No, it ain't all right.
Keep Dan Campbell. As long as we keep Dan Campbell, it's just like it's the Nick Saban theory. Out of all the coaches he lost, somebody gonna come in and say, "Here's the system. Just make sure we stick to this system, and we're gonna be good."
Well, we'll get to that. We'll
talk about that in the coaching.
I can prove you wrong by what we'll come up with the other two teams that's coming up. First of all, was Pittsburgh and Buffalo, and the Bills on Monday, a Monday afternoon game because they couldn't play. They couldn't play what Saturday.
And let me tell you something. The game it was so snowed in and so cold and frigid and Arctic out there. But then when the game came on, I was like, it looked like a spring game, like a game in April. It was all beautiful until they scored and they was throwing snow in the bleachers. I was like, the field is amazing. It don't look like it's cold there at all.
That's what happens when you're paying. That's what happens when you're paying people $20 an hour to come out there and shovel some snow.
I saw that. Yeah, shout out to the fans in Buffalo. Hey, why wouldn't you? And you a fan too? Why wouldn't you go out there and be able to touch the field and get out there? And 31-17 was the final score. Mike Tomlin walked out of the press conference when the lady asked him what he gonna do after this season. The Steelers only had 3 coaches, dog. 3 coaches.
Chuck knows.
I think that is. Call him out. Chuck knows.
What's the second dude with the mustache? Come on now, he's on.
He's
We
a
see him
commentator now.
commentator. What's his name? I don't know. I'm gonna forget his name.
Bill Cowher.
Bill
Bill
Cowher.
Cowher.
Yeah.
And
then
Mike
your boy
Tomlin going into his 18th season coming up. What a franchise! What a great fan base! What a Hall of Fame system that they have over there. People saying Mike Tomlin. I know many Steeler fans. They ain't cool with Mike Tomlin no more. I don't understand. The man ain't never had a losing season.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Raiders would take him. We actually want AP to be the head coach, but we'll take somebody who ain't there. Why would you let go of somebody? The Steelers ain't even got a system of hiring. You know, the Raiders done had like 31 coaches or something dumb, dog. Like, I wish we could have one coach to stay there for 20 years, dog.
And he's coming back. He's coming back. He already announced to his players he's coming back next year.
As he should. Where else he gonna go?
Yeah,
that'd be stupid to let go of Mike Tomlin.
He did the same thing that he did what most NFL teams try to do, and it failed. Used his backup, his rookie. First of all, the Pickett boy from Pitt.
Yeah, they were high on him
since he came in. He was all right. He was he never did. To me, the force of that offense is Najee, the running back from Alabama, and then you got that defense. But then Watt is out. You know what I'm saying? Your best defensive player is actually on the bench, and at this time of the year, you can't have that. So he did the best that he could with what he had. I think he's an amazing coach. I actually had a chance to meet him one time. He's hella cool, and he do look like the boy from Canaan.
Omar.
Yeah, Omar L. And he's never had a losing season. Never had a losing season.
And you would discuss out loud to let him go. Stop it.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm kind of old school, and I was hoping they would leave the snow on the ground. Remember them old school games?
Oh yeah, it was always fun.
Only thing they shoveled was the line. The
side. It was remember? Yeah,
and they played in the
was
snow.
Beautiful, Rock.
Come
that
on,
game looked like it was June 5th, dog. Until you saw the crowd with everybody with jackets on.
Come on, man. Leave the snow on the field. Just make sure the lines are clear.
And we thought the Cowboys' loss was an embarrassing loss. Let's go to the other one that was on the Monday night.
Listen,
the Philadelphia Eagles started the season off 10-1. End up finished the season losing 6 out of the last 7. Yeah. 6 out of the last 7.
We knew that was gonna happen though. Did anyone pick Philadelphia to win that game?
Oh no, I didn't pick. I didn't pick Philadelphia.
I picked Philly. I said they're not, but you've been Baker Mayfield. Let me tell you about that game though, since we talk about it. 32-9 was the final score. Now I was gonna tell y'all because I hadn't before. I've been on this app, right? Betting, this betting app. Now when I say betting, I mean I gave them $100 a couple months ago, and then they matched my $100, so it gave me $200. So I put $5 on this 10. I actually won for the first time. I said Jalen Hurts would get higher than half a yard rushing. He got 12. I said James Cook a rush for more than 62. He finished with 79. I said Josh Allen to throw for 1.5. He threw for 2. I said Mason Rudolph will definitely get more than 5 yards rushing. He finished with 16, and I said Stephon Diggs to have more than 5.5 receptions, and he finished with 7. I'm a winner. Thank y'all very much. But the Philly fans, my son, my 30-year-old is a diehard Philly fan. I believe he broke a TV, a phone, everything. I ain't heard from him since. I think he's doing real bad right now.
But see, this is what I was telling y'all, even when they were 10-1 and they were winning close games. And they were lucky in some of those games, especially like in the Kansas City game where the receiver dropped the ball at the end to win that football game.
Yep.
They were playing on house money because the bottom line was they can't tackle. You saw that against Tampa. You had guys catching 5-yard passes and nobody wanted to tackle the guy.
They was touching people like this.
Just like that. Even Ray Lewis, he was on with Peyton Manning and
oh yeah, they always
Eli brothers. Yeah. And Ray Lewis couldn't believe how the tackling was bad for the Philadelphia Eagles. But the offense, you lose your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, but your head coach is still in charge. they look like they were lost, and they look like they quit on their head coach. Not in this game, the Giants game the week before.
Yeah. Well, probably about 3 games ago.
How about 3 games ago? They are a lost team. I mean, we might Cowboys. We can say we have an embarrassing embarrassing playoff loss.
But they did too.
Yeah. But they've had the last 6 out of the last 7 games have been awful for the Philadelphia Eagles. They have not looked like the same team we saw last year.
What a time to burn in the NFL. The last 7 games, dog. What a time.
What is this all apart, man? What does this mean for Jalen Hurts? Is this a fluke of is just a little streak of bad luck?
Well, his wide receivers was hurt, and I mean
not all Brown want to make. No, AJ Brown was only hurt in his last game. He's had AJ Brown. He's had all his receivers. Oh. They've had Swift the running game. There's no excuse.
I sound like somebody mama. Well, Jalen, he never cleaned his room when he was young.
They have no excuse.
He's still gonna be the starting quarterback. It ain't no quarterback controversy, but they gotta start getting worried. Like, I don't see them having the season that they had even this year. And especially last year, next year. Like, I think they're going to be
what happened to that defense they was talking about, Rock? What happened to that defense?
All the Georgia boys they brought in. No. But you also, this is the important part. And even with Kansas City, you start losing players. You get to the Super Bowl, people start picking players off your team. It may not be the name players, but there's guys that contributed.
You know what was important?
Exactly.
One special team, that dude on special teams that always hit somebody. Yeah, it's little things. Yeah,
that's the biggest factor. And then the other thing too is we talk about what happened with Jalen Hurts. I think he's still the same player, but also defensive coordinators get paid too. Who were they studying at the end of the season? Kansas City and Philadelphia. And they're going to try to find out every single weakness because they want to be in their spot next year.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts, you have to get better. We saw this with Russell Wilson in Seattle. You got to get better each and every year. What happened with Kaepernick? When we played for the 49ers, went to the Super Bowl, he started falling off that next year because the defensive coordinators get paid too, and they're going to find out what you don't like to do.
Exactly.
And not going to make you comfortable.
Can we give some props to Baker Mayfield? We finally seeing Baker Mayfield play the way that we thought he was going to play when he first came into the league.
Because he kept his mouth is closed now.
I like how he didn't give up. I like how he didn't give up on himself. I like how he was taking all the criticism on the chin. I like how he understood that he dropped the ball in Cleveland when they picked him out of Oklahoma as the Heisman Trophy winner. I love how he start really thinking, live in the past, die in the past. Yes, I was a Heisman winner. I am not in college no more, and no one cares. Cleveland got a hard fan base that if you don't come out there and be a superhero, in Cleveland mind, unless LeBron James come out and play, they don't care about nobody else, dog. So he had to learn. He took some tough hits, dog, but to be a grown man and say, you know what, in the off season, I'm going to do this, and this. When I come into this season, I'm going to concentrate on this, and this. During the week, I'm going to make sure I do this, and this. Baker Mayfield is exactly what you want in a quarterback that was horrible.
I love Baker Mayfield, love what he's doing, but sorry, that's all about to come to an end because my Detroit Lions about to give you the business. It is.
Are you ready? You ready to do the picks now?
Let's go.
Okay. Let's talk about them. So tell us the matchups.
Saturday at 3:30 p.m. You got the Texans at the Ravens. The Ravens had the week off because they had the bye week, but the Texans are on the road to play the Ravens. They play at the beginning of the season, but these are two totally different teams now.
4:30 Eastern. You giving us Dallas times. Yeah, 4:30 Eastern. For the people that's like, what? I thought.
All right, so Baltimore is going to obliterate the Houston Texans this week. As much as we love the CJ Stroud story,
it ends.
We love the underdog.
Love the Lamar Jackson story even more though.
The Ravens finna demolish the Texans. That's my pick.
You got I got Baltimore as well. Who you got, Dave?
I got the Texans. Okay. I got the Texans because I think the same amount of pressure that we talk about the Cowboys and talk about Dak, what he has to prove. Lamar has to do the same thing. How many playoff games has Lamar won?
Don't
One.
matter.
Yes,
You
it
live in
does
the
matter.
past, you die in
It
the
does.
past.
No, it does matter. Don't.
Didn't we
What you
just
say
say that?
for the Cowboys?
Didn't we
It
just say
does.
that? You live in the past, you die in the past. Let's
You
talk
die
about what's
right
going
in
on
it.
now.
And we're gonna
Talking about
find
what
out.
you
We're gonna
won
find
and
out what's gonna happen. But he's been there before. He's only
Next
won one
game.
playoff game, and he's gonna be
Next
thinking about
game.
that.
Next
Okay,
game.
I like the
I got the
Houston pick.
Texans. You're gonna
I like-
listen. Y'all gonna listen to me, but okay, that's fine. The
This
Packers.
is the same dude that had Cleveland going to the Super Bowl. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we talk.
Go ahead, man. Next game.
Don't act like your picks have been great.
Next game, man.
I mean, I've told y'all about Philadelphia. You've been on my coattail for a long time. Just
Next
because
game, man.
your
Next
funky team
game.
is in, your funky team's going to the next round. They're gonna lose the next
game,
round.
man. Next
The
game.
Packers at the 49ers.
49ers. Let's go.
So,
Why? Why you say
I would like to
49ers?
talk
Why?
about. I would like to talk about this game. I'm not 1,000% sold on Brock Purdy. I don't know why. I know that defense has everything to do with Nick Bosa, that giant of a man playing the other side of him, who they picked up from the Commanders, who went to Ohio State. Those linebackers, that defense. And I like Deebo Samuels. I like everybody. I'm just not so on Brock Purdy. I'm picking the 49ers over Green Bay just because I'm a Kyle Shanahan. Let me tell you about Kyle Shanahan. First of all, his daddy ran a specific coaching scheme. His daddy believed 50-50 run pass. I'm not going to give y'all heavy nothing. 50-50 run pass. The play action going to hurt if the run keep working. It's simple. What Kyle did was modified it, put a little more, spread them out. He got a lot of schemes. He got a lot of wide receivers at running backs running. Kyle Shanahan has a very high football IQ. It's in his DNA. I got the 49ers.
The 49ers has the most, in my opinion, complete team in the entire NFL. That is why they're going to win. Simple.
Who you got?
Everything you just said, Griff, and everything you said about being the complete team, that's why the 49ers will win. I think the Cowboys make the Green Bay Packers look better than what they are. That's it.
Agreed. Next game.
On Sunday, the Buccaneers at your Detroit Lions.
Let's bring it on home. Motor City, baby. Let's
Wait a minute,
go,
wait a minute. What
Motown.
about all the Baker Mayfield? What about
you hear
done
me
with Baker now?
Did you hear me 10 minutes ago? I said, hey, the whole Baker Mayfield story is great, but all that's about to come to a close. Didn't you hear me say that?
Tell me why.
The Detroit Lions are a better team. Period. We're coached better. We're a better team. We've proven it from week one all the way to now. From what Baker has done and what Buccaneers has done, what they have to work with. Kudos to them. Good job. Great season.
Yeah,
That's
Todd
coming to
Bowles
a
did.
close. Come on, dog.
Super Dave sent me the funniest text today.
We got to get to that.
We got to get to that question. Let me just play it. Somebody asked Todd Bowles. Let me find Super Dave's text. And you know what? I feel sorry for women sometimes because they're gonna blame it on this lady. But this was very funny.
And you know, sometimes they have these reporters go out there that's not really involved with sports,
right?
But have them
and
doing
this was the time.
Yeah, right. This was that time.
This was the time.
There's been a factor in some of the playoff games, even for the most prepared teams. Today, it's 13 in Detroit, which doesn't compare to some of the temperatures we tend to drop to. Any special plans to acclimate the team to not only endure, but perform in those kind of frigid temperatures should you face them in Detroit?
You do know we play indoors, right? They got a no, nothing planned. We're indoors, and we only have to be outside for 20 seconds getting off the bus going under the thing, so we'll be okay.
Man,
that right
all,
there.
Whoever asked that question, the lady who asked that question, I it's like you said, I could tell she's not, because I know 100 women who could tell you the difference between the 3-4 and a nickel defense. And
exactly.
No football. That question that lady asked, I feel like somebody sent her in there and said, talk to the coach. Like that dude, it's cold outside in Detroit. Are you playing? They've been playing in a dome the entire time the Lions have existed.
It's the
Like,
Pontiac
you don't know
Silverdome.
nothing about football.
Okay, Rock, has Detroit ever played Nicole?
No, man.
They've
The
always been in the
Pontiac
dome?
Silverdome. Yeah, absolutely. Now,
Okay,
I can't tell you back in the 30s.
In
I
the
mean,
30s, right?
Yeah, they were playing back then.
Yeah.
But since the Super Bowl era, they've been in the Pontiac Silverdome. And
But
then
you got to give Todd Bowles respect there, because if it's any other coach, they would have been sarcastic.
She getting clowned.
Yeah, she getting clowned for that.
She
He
getting
answered
clowned.
the only way politely to make it.
But you got to see the
like
video. Todd Bowles is looking around like is y'all somebody trying to be funny right now. This lady asking, "We going? Is she from America? Did you know?" That's the only other thing I was thinking about. Maybe she from the European press or something. Like, I don't know. But she asked such a basic question that all people would ask. You know, oh, y'all play in the heat. They play in the winter, but not knowing that their winter ain't the same because it's in a controlled environment.
And that's where you need a pull-up pal. Somebody to grab your shirt and go, hold on. Just stop there.
You need a pull. No, you need a black girl to be like,
Karen.
You do your homework.
You talking to a black man that's actually been, football. You okay, Karen? You doing oxy? You got some oxy on you, girl?
Something. So who you got to win?
With all that being said, who do you make? You said
I'm Detroit. He Detroit. Who you got, Dave?
I got the Bucks.
Damn.
I got the Bucks because I don't have any question about Dan Campbell and his coaching and that offense. But the one thing I do question is still that defense and that secondary. And I'm pretty sure
secondary is slighted with Detroit. I give you that. But they're not making it. They're not having a chance to throw because them boys. You got big Aiden Hutchinson.
We don't give up a lot of points.
Hutchinson, homie.
We don't give up a lot of points.
Yeah.
So I mean, y'all got lucky against the Rams. That's a close game. It was a close game, but that pass interference call that wouldn't call at the end.
Oh, this is where I get confused with Super Dave in his opinion, because he's the main one that be always saying,
welcome to my life. He don't want you to be happy, dog.
He's always the main one saying,
dog. Look how he laughing.
But look,
he's always Detroit just because, dog. He a whole.
He's always the one saying a win is a
win.
I'm
saying. Tell me.
A win is a win. It doesn't matter. A win is a win. The W. So I don't care if it's a half a point victory, dog.
Dave, on behalf of all men, stop being like that, dog. Let somebody be happy. You only pick you hate Michigan because I like Michigan. Now you hate Detroit. I'm going with the Bucks. It's the Detroit Lions versus the Bad News Bears. Dave, I got the Bad News Bears. You don't even care.
But Griff, I gave you a reason why they could beat them. I just didn't say the Bucks. We're gonna find out, right?
What's the last?
I know y'all in the last one. I think they've met in the playoffs so far. Twice? The Bills, the Chiefs are heading to the Bills, to Buffalo to play the Bills. I think the last time they played was that 13-second come from behind to get them in overtime. Right. You can't say them going to Super Bowl that year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all want me to go? You want me to pick first?
You go ahead.
Bills is gonna win this game, man. They starting to look like themselves again. And Josh Allen is looking like the Josh Allen that is that grown man version, not the one that's up and down. He's on a mission, bro. Like, he got that eye of the tiger. Not saying listen, I get it. Patrick Mahomes is who he is, you know, but Josh Allen is gonna lead his team to get this victory this weekend in Buffalo. I got the Bills to win it. I
will say that they did not put that man on the cover of Madden for no reason. He looked lousy in that first game against the Jets, and he threw all those interceptions, and we was like, oh, here go to Josh Allen that week. And he knows. I mean, you got a historic franchise with the Bills who have never won, and everybody know it. We just won't say it out loud. 4 years in a row to the AFC Championship, losing in the Super Bowl every time. Like the whole city understands, like Detroit Lion fans, that we gonna need more, brother. We gonna need more. And I think Patrick Mahomes doesn't have the team that can beat them. I'll say that. I got the Bills.
I'm going with the Chiefs because right now I look at the defensive side. The Chiefs have the better defense than what Buffalo has. Buffalo will be missing about 4 or 5 starters when that game starts on Sunday on the defensive side. If Rice can play the way he did, and I know it's different and you got to catch the ball, but if he can play any kind of way the way he did against Miami, they have a shot. But you got to do one thing. You got to make Josh Allen throw the ball. If they get that running game going for Buffalo, then they're going to be hard to beat. But if you make them one-dimensional and you make them have to depend on Josh Allen, he will throw a couple interceptions, and that's how you steal a game.
I'm not
And
mad
that's
at
Josh
the
Allen
pick.
I want to see.
I'm not mad at the pick. They still the defending Super Bowl. Everything goes through them. But them
Patrick
having to go
Mahomes
to
still
Buffalo.
him.
Yeah, but them having to go to Buffalo changed everything. First of all, it ain't Arrowhead no more. And I don't know if y'all ever been, but I've been there 5 times. I hate it. They so loud, dog. Yeah. They so loud. It's the loudest NFL team in all 32 teams, dog. He gonna have to go to Buffalo and let the snow on the seats begin, dog. How about
but you know what? You know the one difference is he's gonna be used to the cold. They played in probably one of the coldest games so far in the playoffs this year.
The cold with them 2 teams don't have nothing to do with it.
Exactly,
it goes down to Josh and Patrick. And everybody know this has really become a rivalry game. This is not don't forget, they changed the playoffs. They changed football because of them 2 playing in overtime. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a special game. It's going to be fun to watch. I'll say that. Let's get out of here. When we come back, we're going to talk about this coaching carousel that is ridiculous. All right, go ahead.
All right, so let's start off with the big one. Well, there's 2 big ones. Nick Saban retiring out of Alabama.
Yep.
They already got their replacement, Washington coach. So listen, man, that really don't shock me. I mean, Nick ain't got nothing else to prove. He's 72 years old.
Absolutely.
He's ready to just sit down and enjoy
enjoy your money, dog. Go be a grandpa. You are the best. You don't have to go in the booth. You don't.
Absolutely.
Dog, you did it all. You could run for governor in Alabama and you could win, dog. Straight up. Like, I want him to be old and happy, dog. Like, for reals. He deserved that, man. He don't deserve this game. We know football at that level, it ain't just for 5 months, dog. It never stopped. You win a championship, you are already recruiting on Monday again, dog. Like, so I'm happy that he get the rest.
One more quick point before Dave. I know you want to say something. Listen, let's be honest too. He also realized what's about to get ready to happen with the landscape of college football. Like,
and
Alabama,
the
landscape.
No.
The
and
portal,
the landscape is
NIL and everything that comes along with that. So he's like, you know what? Maybe now is a perfect time for me to go ahead and
he don't like these boys quitting on him. He don't like these boys going changing schools, dog. Like that ain't the Alabama way.
He's going out on top the way he should. So there you go, Dave.
I think the one thing that's going to be etched in our minds forever is January the 10th and January 11th. The 10th, we saw Pete Carroll get let go in Seattle.
Also 72.
72 at that time. Yeah, 72. And then a few hours later, Nick Saban retired from football. And then the next day on Thursday, we saw what? Bill Belichick.
71.
We can say mutual agreement. We can say he was let go. We can say whatever we want to say. He's moving on.
Kraft ain't about that life, dog. Kraft ain't about this losing and it's because Tom Brady ain't here and we gave you, let's do something different.
But we do know it was because Tom Brady wasn't there.
Of course, and not.
But I think they need each other. I still believe this. I know what Belichick did in Cleveland,
dog.
And he didn't. No, hold on. He didn't win a championship in Cleveland. But Brady, and even Brady said it. Brady said this. It's not just me saying it. He said, I needed him. He needed me. And I look at the same way with my Cowboys.
He left and won another championship the next year, dog. Like, That say a
Well,
lot.
how did he win it? I mean, Brady was Brady, but they also had a pretty good defense during that time. They really did.
I mean, we could
They got high at the right
about
time.
the defense. I'm talking about if I come to your school and I left another school and I'm sweet on me, let's show me love. Let's not. This don't have nothing to do with the Tampa Bay, but y'all got Tom Brady. His initials is TB. The marketing was amazing, and the dude won the Super Bowl, dog. As soon as he left, like
let's be honest. I agree with you.
Maybe if he was there for 3 years and then he won the dude won a Super Bowl, dog. The next season, like wherever I go, I'm sweet.
And let's be honest, man. Let's put the facts out there. When Bill Belichick was coaching Cleveland, he didn't have any winning seasons. Maybe one, barely.
No, he had some winning seasons.
Maybe one. Maybe one.
Not like enough for us to be like, you remember them Belichick years in Cleveland.
He had maybe one, and that's a maybe.
Right.
And then
I'm looking that up.
And then
I'm about to pull it up
after Tom Brady left, what did he have? One winning season since he left? That maybe the year after?
In his behalf, they went to the playoffs. Yeah, they went to the playoffs the next year.
Yeah, then they went downhill and lost been under 500 ever since.
But see, the problem was it's not the head coaching position. It was him being a general manager. He wanted to shop for the groceries, and he forgot how to shop for the groceries. They became a bad team on the offensive side. He always had a good defense because that's where his knowledge was. But on the offensive side, Tom Brady, he helped hide a lot of things because they didn't have a lot of great receivers. I'm talking about name receivers. They had Randy Moss at one point, but they had Randy Moss toward the end. All the other receivers,
Randy Moss and Tom Brady broke the NFL record of the most touch. Randy Moss had 4 touchdowns for the Raiders the season before, and then he went and got 32.
But he finally got Tom Brady a toy to play with, and after that, Tom Brady had to almost what Patrick Mahomes is doing with Kansas City right now. You're playing with guys. His guys were catching the ball in New England. Kansas City, those guys are dropping passes. That's the
look at it like this, Dave. And it said that he was in Cleveland for 5 years. They went 36-44. Trash. Nobody remembers. I don't even remember him being.
How many of those 5 years was a winning record?
Oh no, I'm sure that I ain't even looking at that. I'm 36-44. You barely. This is how I look at Tom Brady. And what if Patrick Mahomes said, you know what, Kansas City, I'm cool on y'all. I'm going to go play for Tennessee. And then they win the Super Bowl, dog. It has everything to do with Patrick Mahomes and not the Titans, dog. Like you here goes a guy who wants it. I mean, Tom Brady is the GOAT. We're not even arguing that. We just saying, will Belichick be able to do they talking to him in Atlanta. They're talking to him. Who else got? It's hella people with the. And speaking of which, the Titans have a vacancy. Mike Vrabel is out over there. Didn't they replace Belichick immediately with a former linebacker from New England, Jared Mayo?
Yeah, exactly. Jared Mayo, former linebacker, which was great for him. Congratulations for him, man. He deserved.
I love it.
New England Patriot.
I love it.
And I'm really wishing that I'm hoping that he does very well over there.
What about Atlanta Falcons? What they gonna do? They don't have a coach. They don't have a quarterback, homie. Even if a coach came in today,
well, Belichick said he wants
quarterback problem.
He wants to go to a team that's underachieving.
Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is gonna be in Atlanta.
No,
he might want to come to the Cowboys, but we already got our guy signed now for one more year.
Sorry, Greg.
I know Harbaugh leaving. I know JJ McCarthy and Corum said they're going to the NFL, the quarterback and one of the running backs. But Donovan Edwards he said he was going to come back as the running back. But I have to finally agree with what you said, Rock, that Harbaugh got nothing else. You know, he's sick of how the NCAA trying to talk to him. He ain't appreciate being suspended. Still won the championship. 2 fingers. Keep all your money. Somebody gonna give me much more bread, and I will. Hopefully, we can get us some Michigan fans or Michigan players at this next level. I'm gonna be at. Who else, Dave? As far as college coaches,
that's it. But I got the one question.
Do we care that? Alabama immediately filled Nick Saban within a day?
They had to.
Or 2 days.
No, they had to. If you want to keep some of the players that he brought in,
you
gotta have a
the
coach
Washington coach who takes Washington University football to heights they have never been. He goes to the championship against Michigan. He loses. He clearly has the best quarterback and the best 2 wide receivers in all of college. I like his story of who is he? Who was he? Where did he come from? Why is Washington sweet? You know what I'm saying? I think now going to an Alabama, he'll be able to say, oh, I already got pieces. They got a 19-year-old left guard that's 290 with no body fat. Oh, they got
Hey, Griff, I got pieces, and guess who still has an office at in Alabama at the stadium? Nick Saban. He has one for life. So if he needs a voice, if he needs a helping hand,
come on in, son.
Come in. Yeah.
Let me show you not what I would do, but what you would do.
But also to get recruits to come in. The one thing that Nick Saban said.
So Nick Saban is still hollering at the recruits for the got it.
And the one thing that Nick Saban said, we can bring up the NIL. We'll talk about this later and the portal. But the one thing he did say about the portal, I think the portal is the biggest key. This is what he said. You can't team build anymore because now it's turned into NFL football where it's free agency.
Yeah.
And he didn't say about the money. He's saying guys don't want to be.
I don't want to play here no more. I want to play I want to play for Michigan.
I'm telling you what he said. It wasn't about the money. It's about the opportunity to play. Just like the kid from Ohio State who went 11-1, but he couldn't handle the pressure of being at Ohio State. Where is he now? Syracuse. Less pressure. DJ went from Clemson to where? Oregon State.
Less pressure. But he also, and let me say, he also put Oregon State on the map. Oregon State was ranked all year.
He left there. DJ left there. Where is he at now? Florida State.
Oh, did he?
He went to Florida State for his final season.
Since we talking about all this moving around, EA Sports just said NCAA football is coming back in July.
I know. I can't wait.
Did you play NCAA?
I did.
Dog,
come on, dog.
We had notebooks.
Hey,
we was recruiting. Me and my sons was recruiting. You remember you could say, Dave, here's the bottom line, recruit. Come to the school because of me. Look at the championships that I got.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you about the dog. I'm so excited. And now because of the NIL, you can play with DJ at Florida State.
With the name image like this is where y'all came from. Because guys, I can't wait.
You remember when playing the old NCAA video games when you can go back to the throwback teams? I used to get the Texas Longhorns to get Earl Campbell, and nobody could tackle him on the game.
Let me tell you something, dog. I used to take and ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for listening. This is now for the video game heads. We used to have clipboards, dog, and I would put every player name from my computer.
I can't wait.
Dog, and you telling me they already gonna be there, dog, and it's gonna be their real likeness. And
but guess what, Griff?
I'm excited again.
But guess what, Griff? You only got them for 1 year.
Right. And you know they're going to win. You know they're going to win on the video game.
The portal going to be fun on it. The portal going to be amazing on it, dog. I love it. I love it. That is this episode of I Hate the Homies. Y'all can see in the end, dog, we just little kids. We dudes that love sports, man. And guess what? Sports can change your life. This is what I noticed in my whole life traveling. You could talk about sports to any human being in the world, whether it be rugby, soccer, cricket, baseball, whatever. And you can have a fun conversation, and they might ask you if you want to drink, man. Learn some sports.
And let me say this, and I hate to say this for Rock, because I hate giving somebody their props. I just looked it up. Bill Belichick, only one winning season, 1994. Good job. Don't do it. Don't say anything else.
Hold on. 94, he had Testaverde, right?
I'm looking.
Ain't that about right? 94 in our mind.
Right, yeah, about 94.
Look. Webster Slaughter and them was Webster Slaughter and them
Webster Slaughter? What? I think Webster Slaughter was with Brian Sight.
Oh, what? So was the 94? The 94 Browns. That's when
Metcalf.
the Raiders, and that's when they had it. Metcalf. Yep, that's what I was about to say. Running back. They had their running back that year. Yep.
Well, hey, thank you for that, there, Super Dave. You know, everything is.
I still want the Detroit Lions to lose.
We know.
I don't want to see you happy. I do not want to see you happy.
I know.
I can't deal with that one right there, right now, for a whole off season of being happy.
83 number of this episode. I know I said that backwards, doggone it, but I hate the homies, man. Appreciate y'all. Download it. Continue to tell a friend, subscribe, all that good stuff. Rock Teasy is who I be.
It's your boy Griff, aka Jason the Jet, aka Griffstradamus, Go Blue, and I hate the homies.
And it's your boy Super Dave. Come on, Tampa. Come on, Tampa. But guess what, y'all? We don't care.
What Super Dave talk about? Stop it.
I was fast, dog. I was fast.
I hate the homies.